Hello, my name is Paulina and I study English with Outcomes Advanced. Welcome aboard. So today, of course, we're going to continue working with the book and Unit 4, in particular, politics. But before, I'd like to ask you, how are you actually? Because it's been a long time since we last had a lesson, right? I must say sorry for that. Unfortunately, nowadays I have much less time than I used to in the summer, so I can't like prognose. I can't predict and say for sure when I'll be able to record one more lesson next time. So as far as I have time, I do it, okay? So it'll be like this. Anyway, this channel is yet like not that popular, so I don't see any bad side in it. So yeah, we are here on our own. And by the way, I keep going with practicing my reading skills as far as speaking ones, because almost every day, especially in my work week, first thing in the morning is to read a text and work with that, including questions on the topic of the text, working with the details, everything apart from retelling, by the way. And I think I need to keep that in mind and pull my weight into it. I mean, try to retell it as well. Well, anyway, how are you? I am okay, you know. So almost all my students have returned from their summer holidays, and I'm pretty like happy about that. At the same time, I have less time, as you can see, and I have new goals to achieve. So of course, I asked my students one more time. So, what are your targets for this year? And they are totally different in some cases from what we had last time. I mean, last year. So one of my students is gonna take Russian state exam in English, and can you imagine that I have been working with this student for 3 years already, and that is the only one person in my entire practice who I advised not to take Russian state exam in English. And like she told me in the very beginning of this year, like, I'm gonna take it. Okay, let's go. Let's work hard. And we have now like 4 lessons a week, three lessons like 1 hour and one 90 minutes. Incredible quantity of hours, and I hope that quantity one day becomes quality in her case. And also, I wanted to share one small story. Let me do it, okay? So, it's been a long time again since I last did makeup. Do makeup, right? Correct me in the comment section if I'm mistaken. So, but actually, like in 2018, 2019, I was fond of it, really. And I used to do makeups to everyone I knew at that time. It wasn't that fashionable like it is now. It wasn't in trend. It wasn't trendy, obviously. Okay, logically. So, and I succeeded in it actually, I think, I'm sure, because I got quite like 100% positive reviews on what I did. And then something happened. You already know what. So I lost everything, including this, not the skill to do makeup, but the willing to, because I don't know, I lost everything, and so now it doesn't matter. Now I'm like I'm like a phoenix. And now I want to do it from time to time, and I want to do makeup to my mom and my friends. Why not? But I know nothing now because everything changes very fast, you know. Yeah, and now I don't know about any products that are now in trade, that are now on the market. And like, where shall I go to learn what to buy and what to use? Many producers from that time, they don't they are not presented anymore on our market. So yeah, I have to explore this thing one more time right now, and it costs a lot, you know, to experiment with that. So now to the very story. So I observed one blogger on YouTube, and I was impressed by her works. And she's so calm when talking to other people. She isn't like blah, 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 like this. So she doesn't catch your attention by using this clickbait or something. Yes, things. But she's calm and like let me see the word. Let me check it. I used to know it actually. Um, con mm, doesn't want to find just the translator. I'm sorry. Consistent. Okay. And she's so consistent and everything. So one day I found a video with her. She told about like budget products, like top 5 budget products for her choice. So I decided to follow her advice and I bought them, all 5. No, just 4, just 4 of them. And 3 of them have come today. Can you see anything on my face? No, no wonder, because it doesn't work. All her products that she was advertising absolutely have no idea, have nothing to do with pigmentation, you know? So no matter how many lines I put on, it draws no, it leaves no spot, no shadow, almost nothing. Only the highlighter is the only one which leaves something. Yeah, but all the rest, I mean, the sculptor, the blush, the something else, no color at all. And I was so furious, absolutely. You see, I'm emotional at times, though I am Virgo, yeah. So I'm emotional at times. So I found those very 2 videos, because there were 2 parts traditionally, yeah. Part 1, part 2, for you to follow, okay, and obey. And I left a comment like this. Really, like, are you crazy? What the heck, you know? And can you imagine that? Everyone there in the comment section below her videos are like, how best to express myself, like praise, maybe extol, exalt. Yeah, exalt. They all exalt her work and these particular products. I think I was the only one, and my boyfriend said that you're more likely to have your comment deleted very, very soon. All comments are for those products. It's incredible, absolutely incredible. And that was the last time ever in my life when I bought something cheaper, you know, than 2,000 rubles for a product. Not, maybe not 2,000, okay, 1,500, like this. All the rest unsatisfactory. Sorry, 10 minutes of rambling at least. Okay, I needed it. Actually, I have I recorded one day I had time to record something, but I was too emotional there, and I decided not to put it on YouTube, unfortunately. So let's go back to the things we are having on right now in the book. So I'm sorry. And I think I did homework last time, so I'm going to share the screen with you right now, all right? So you can check the home task. Okay, confession, charismatic, communication, self-confident. I left some place. What was there? Compassion, charismatic, as well as to persuade. What do you need to persuade? Charisma, right? As well as the charisma, I guess. Charisma to persuade people, self-control, bravery, compromise, honesty, passion, ruthlessness. All right, these are things a politician needs according to the speaker's opinion. Okay, so last time we stopped at listening part. Obviously we have to listen to it one more time before we do any task, absolutely. So you're welcome, just relax, remember the topic of the conversation, the position, the place, the position, yeah, where each person stands on the issue. Okay, just remember all that now.
Track 11. 1. I don't know about you, but personally, I'm in favour of limiting the salaries of people like bankers and executives.
Yeah? Really? How would you do that, though?
I don't know. I'm sure it's not without problems, but something's got to be done. Honestly, I just think some of these salaries are obscene, especially when there are people in the same company who you know are earning peanuts.
Yeah. I do know what you mean.
And it just distorts everything else, because if they're earning that much, it encourages other people to ask for more, and it all just pushes up prices.
Restricting salaries may be okay in principle, but in practice? I mean, even if they do manage to introduce this new law, it's basically going to be unworkable, isn't it?
I don't see why. We have a minimum wage, so why not a maximum one? The bottom line is that as long as there's the official desire to make it work, then it'll work.
Maybe, I guess. So how would this maximum amount be decided? And what would you include in pay? Supposing they were given a boat or whatever instead of money?
Well, they'd just declare it as part of their income in the normal way, no? And it could be, say, 10 times the lowest wage.
Only 10? I'm sure they'd be able to find ways round it. And you don't think it'd discourage people from doing those jobs?
Some, maybe. But I don't see that as a bad thing. I mean, maybe they'd think about doing other jobs that are more useful. Anyway, I thought you said it was a good idea in theory.
I did. I'm just playing devil's advocate. But as I said, I do have major doubts about how it'd work.
Well, personally, I think the benefits far outweigh the difficulties. 2.
Did you hear about this proposal to bid to hold the Olympics here?
Yeah. You don't sound too happy about it.
No, absolutely not. I'm totally opposed to it. It's a complete waste of money. Aren't you against it?
I'm not really sure where I stand on it, to be honest. Won't the games make a lot of money if we get them?
No. They always talk about them leaving a good legacy and boosting the economy, but it's all rubbish.
Really? I can't pass judgment. I don't know enough about it.
Oh, have a look on the internet. I mean, take Montreal, for example. The Olympics were held there way back in 1976, and the city then took another 30 years to clear off the debt the whole thing created.
Seriously?
I'm telling you. That's lucky we don't have a hope in hell, so they'll only waste the money on the bid. Imagine if we actually won it, though. It'd be a recipe for disaster. It'd probably bankrupt us.
Okay. So, topic of the first conversation was declaring the maximum wage in a company, yeah, because they all already have this minimum limit, the bottom limit, yeah, of the salary. And the topic of the second one was that about holding Olympic Games in the countries they live in. So the man, in the first conversation, they were both discussing the options, and they changed their minds while talking. So, and in the second conversation, the man was absolutely against it, and the young lady who he talked to finally reached his point too, I think. So now we are going to listen to it again, now for details as usual. And we'll do exercise 4. So look at the sentences from the conversations, decide which are incorrect, and then correct them. Listen again and check your answers. I'll try to do, okay, so now we look them through and correct them if I remember what and where. Some of these salaries are obscene. I think it was said the same. It all just puts up prices. I'm not sure. Maybe not puts up something else, but I don't think it's correct. They just detail is as part of their income. Maybe declare, not detail, yeah? Sorry, declare. I guess, yeah, declare. They'd be able to find ways through it. Not through, it was like around, I think. The way it's rounded. Or something like maybe around. No, round. I'm just playing David's. Here it's correct, I guess. I'm just sorry. Not good at drawing with my mouse, actually. Conversation 2. Did you hear about this proposal to bid to hold the Olympics here? No, I don't remember. To bid to hold. Let me check this one. To bid what that means. It means to offer a particular amount of money for something that is for sale and to compete against other people to like. We have this thing. It's tender. I see. Okay, sorry. Won't the games earn a lot of money? Is it like earn here? Okay, I'm not sure it's earned here. They always talk about them leaving a good facilities. No, I don't remember. We don't have a hope in hell. I think it's correct. It'd be a receipt for this. No, of course not a receipt. A recipe for a disaster. Let's listen to it again. This time for details and check our. I'll listen to it again and check my answers.
Track 11. 1. I don't know about you, but personally, I'm in favour of limiting the salaries of people like bankers and executives.
Yeah? Really? How would you do that, though?
I don't know. I'm sure it's not without problems, but something's got to be done. Honestly, I just think some of these salaries are obscene, especially when there are people in the same company who you know are earning peanuts.
Yeah. I do know what you mean.
And it just distorts everything else, because if they're earning that much, it encourages other people to ask for more, and it all just pushes up prices.
Restricting salaries may be okay in principle, but in practice? I mean, even if they do manage to introduce this new law, it's basically going to be unworkable, isn't it?
I don't see why. We have a minimum wage, so why not a maximum one? The bottom line is that as long as there's the official desire to make it work, then it'll work.
Maybe, I guess. So how would this maximum amount be decided? And what would you include in pay? Supposing they were given a boat or whatever instead of money?
Well, they'd just declare it as part of their income in the normal way, no? And it could be, say, 10 times the lowest wage.
Only 10? I'm sure they'd be able to find ways round it. And you don't think it'd discourage people from doing those jobs?
Some, maybe, but I don't see that as a bad thing. I mean, maybe they'd think about doing other jobs that are more useful. Anyway, I thought you said it was a good idea in theory.
I did. I'm just playing devil's advocate. But as I said, I do have major doubts about how it'd work.
Well, personally, I think the benefits far outweigh the difficulties. 2.
Did you hear about this proposal to bid to hold the Olympics here?
Yeah, you don't sound too happy about it.
No, absolutely not. I'm totally opposed to it. It's a complete waste of money. Aren't you against it?
I'm not really sure where I stand on it, to be honest. Won't the games make a lot of money if we get them?
No. They always talk about them leaving a good legacy and boosting the economy, but it's all rubbish.
Really? I can't pass judgment. I don't know enough about it.
Oh, have a look on the internet. I mean, take Montreal, for example. The Olympics were held there way back in 1976, and the city then took another 30 years to clear off the debt the whole thing created.
Seriously?
I'm telling you. That's lucky we don't have a hope in hell, so they'll only waste the money on the bid. Imagine if we actually won it, though. It'd be a recipe for disaster. It'd probably bankrupt us.
Okay, so here are the answers. I think I'm right. I mean, I don't need to check it. But at the same time, we are now going to work with the script before we answer any questions. Okay, before we discuss any questions, okay? So let me just find the script. Is it this? No, it's culture and identity. It's not. Politics. Here we are. So, blah, blah. Conversation 1. So I make a screenshot. Yeah, sorry, I just didn't have time to do it before the lesson. If I did it before the lesson, we wouldn't have this lesson at all. So I decided to minimize the consequences of my not doing that. Okay, you see what I mean? So conversation 2 is rather shorter, right? Way shorter than the first one. Okay, let's go through the text now with a highlighter to elicit the best and the juicy vocabulary. Okay, using this wonderful, let it be black color. I don't know about you, but personally, I am in favor of limiting the salaries of people. By the way, I'm sorry. Didn't this dialect sound like pretentious or a bit too academic for you? Because I can't imagine myself like people in real life talking like this, choosing these particular phrases to express themselves. So are you on the same page with me or not? Let me know. Because for me, they sounded like when we were students. So we used to make a lot of dialogues, of course, using the vocab given. And so it was the same, especially when we came up to the board and role played these dialogues. So I think we sounded the same, like the dialects that abound in vocabulary, relevant vocabulary, and so on. So, do you think the same? I wonder. Okay. Limiting the salaries of people like bankers and executives. Really, how would you do that? Though, I don't know. I'm sure it's not without problems, but something got to be done. Honestly, I just think some of the salaries are obscene. Obscene salaries. I think we're going to take this one, especially when there are people in the same company who are earning peanuts. What's that? I wondered if I heard this particular phrase, but it is peanuts. It is peanuts like a kind of nut that Americans love. Earning peanuts. I think it's a phrase, obviously. Yeah. Yeah, I do know what you mean. It just distorts everything else because if there's they are earning that much, it encourages other people to ask for more, and it just pushes up prices. I'm pretty sure I understand pushes up prices correctly, but I still want to see it in Node just to hone the skill in using this very phrase. Okay. Restricting salaries may be okay in principle, but in practice, I mean, even if they do manage to introduce this new law, it's basically going to be unworkable, isn't it? I don't see why. We have a minimum wage. The bottom line is that officials decide to make it work, then it will work. Okay, this be decided. And what would you include in pay? Supposing they were given a boat or whatever instead of money. Okay. Declared as part of the income. Okay, nothing else. It sounded more pretentious, actually, that it is in fact. Doing other jobs useful, sort of here, and just play devil's advocate. I have major doubts about it. Especially this one. Personally, I think the benefits far outweigh the difficulties. The phrase from Russian state exam in English. Do you hear about this proposal to bid to hold? Again, bid of a particular amount. To bid to hold. No, I don't want to learn it. What for? Okay, anyway. To bid to hold the Olympics, for example, yeah? Absolutely, I'm totally opposed to it. It's a complete waste of money. Blah, blah, blah. Boosting the economy, I think. Okay, boost the economy. I can't pass judgment. This one, like a professor talking to another professor, and they are competing in like the more pretentious way to express themselves. Pretentious, precious. No, not precious. It's beautiful. There is a word. Maybe I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure I'm wrong. Pretentious, pretentious. Is it word pretentious? Oh, sorry. Trying to be or sound more important or clever than you are. Yeah. So especially the last one. Yeah, it's pretentious. I can't pass judgment. Okay. Have a look. I mean, okay. The debt. Clear of the debt. Wow, it's a nice one. I'm telling you, it's like we don't have a hope in hell. Have a hope in hell. I think it's also. I'm sure. I reckon it's also a set phrase. There only waste the money on the bid. It's the same. Or bid has another meaning. I mean, not meaning, but it has. Yeah, it has obviously another meaning as a noun, right? An attempt to achieve or get something. A bid. So waste money on the bid. Enough. Okay, like this. Okay, maybe I'll take it. Imagine if we actually want it, though. It'd be a recipe for disaster. Okay, a recipe for disaster. An easy one also, but still it has to be on the list. It probably bankrupt us. Alrighty, not that much. Yeah. Several, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 10, 12 maximum phrases. And we're going to start discussing the questions right now. I think we'll have time to take one of them. Which of the opinions expressed do you have more or least? I don't know, more, least, or least sympathy with? Why? Oh, I have to pretend I'm interested in the topics they discussed. Yeah, right. I have no personal trait. It's so incredibly difficult. Actually, the time is up. I just don't want to discuss it, really. I find these topics absolutely not interesting for me. Absolutely. No way I would like to discuss these things with my friends or my family members. No way. I'm not that kind of person. simply this is simply what I have to say. Okay, so sorry for that. I just don't like the questions. Maybe the rest of the questions are better. We'll see. So as for a home task, my home task, what is the pronunciation and spelling? Yeah, I'm going to take pronunciation and developing conversation section. That's it. And that's all for today. Thanks for watching. If you did, have a nice day, okay? And be yourself. Righty. Thank you. Goodbye.